The music industry has gone through many changes, especially over the past 15 years. People stream music for free via Spotify or even by pirating it, and it's become quite common that you don't have to pay for music anymore, except for when you go and see live shows or buy vinyl. Another game changer is the fact that it has never been easier to start a band than it is now. People can go on YouTube and learn to play almost any instrument for free, and you can buy cheap instruments on eBay, so pretty much everyone can start a band now. And with more and more bands fighting to become noticed, branding yourself and standing out from the crowd is becoming more important than ever. This is why your band fails, and in this video I'm gonna explain the importance of branding and share a few tips on how to manage your band's brand. Playing in a band is a great way to have a good time with your friends, but when it comes to actually trying to make a living off playing music, the cold reality starts sinking in. Music is a product, a band is a brand, and the music industry is probably one of the most oversaturated and competitive markets out there. If you want to have even the slightest chance of survival, it's important to position yourself in such a way that you differentiate yourself from other bands. And sadly, many bands seem to focus solely on the music and don't care to develop their identity as a band, thus eliminating one of the few things that can actually set them apart from everyone else. And if their music isn't that special either, they might end up coming across as just a bunch of guys playing some rock music. Picture a band playing some 70s rock, for example. We've all heard that music a million times before, so if they don't put their own personal touch on it, we probably won't get too invested in the band. However, if the band represents a set of values that we can identify with, either lyrically or idealistically, there would be a much greater chance that we'd find the band appealing and interesting, even though we've heard that kind of music a fuckzillion times before. Obviously, writing good music and playing it well is essential, but if you don't make any sort of connection with your fans, they might not stick for very long. Black Veil Brides is a band that I've mentioned for their segmentation strategy in a different video, and they have achieved what's known as a brand religion. This means that their fans almost see them as gods, and their merchandise has become artifacts representing that you're a part of the community and that you share the same set of values. Apple is another instance where brand religion is a thing, and it's the ultimate goal of pretty much every brand. Black Veil Brides are not very musically innovative, but their branding strategy differentiates them and makes them relevant. They have branded themselves as being a kind of representatives and saviors for young people who don't fit in today's society. They even call their fans the BVB Army in order to empower the emotional connection between them and their fans, as well as within the community. Their ideology is that it's okay to be weird and different, and that's a statement that resonates very well with their target market segments. The point in all of this is that by appealing to a distinct market segment, the band is able to analyze and internalize the values of their target audience. And once they get to know these values, they can tailor their own image and their overall message in order to better appeal to their audience and increase the chance of having them stick around. Many people think they're a bit too cheesy in the way they present themselves, but whether you love them or hate them, there's really no denying that their fans are incredibly loyal and that they go and see their shows and buy their merchandise. So let's say you've watched part 1 of my How to Promote Your Music series and you've now analyzed the market and chosen a few market segments you wish to appeal to. Then comes the next question: how do you really build your brand? First, you've got to decide on a consistent and coherent identity. Who are you? What's your story? And what do you stand for? All of these things should ideally tie in with your band name and the style of music you play. When you've decided on what image you're going for, it's about communicating your identity in order to create a public image of yourself, and you can shape this image by sharing content that shows the side of you that you feel are most consistent with your brand. There is a model commonly used in strategic communication called the 70-20-10 strategy, and it serves as a guideline for marketers to show the ideal distribution of content posted and shared in social media. It states that 70% of your content should be brand building, things that communicate who you are and what you do. This can be clips from the studio, pictures of your band doing random things backstage, or more personal messages from you to your fans. In general, content that your fans find interesting and relevant that isn't promoting a show or a recent release. The next 20% should be content from other artists. Showing support and solidarity by sharing a fellow band's new music video helps build relations and increases the chance that they'll do the same for you. All your fans might not necessarily like the other band's music, but that's alright as long as this isn't completely irrelevant. Everything you post helps shape your brand, so when you post content from other musicians or photographers or whatever, it should still remain consistent and coherent with the image you're going for. The remaining 10% is reserved for promoting your own shows, music and merchandise. This might not seem like very much, but social media is designed to communicate with your fans, not to communicate to them. I've personally unfollowed several bands because they never posted anything useful or interesting. One of them just kept sharing links to their online merchandise store without even saying anything about it. They just shared the same link a few times a week, that's it. Obviously you need to share these things and get your fans and other bands to share it, but you should do it in moderation. Remember, you can still start conversations with your fans regarding the things you want to promote. You can do this by asking them what their favorite song from your new album is, or by encouraging them to post a picture of them wearing your new band t-shirt. So in conclusion, making a connection with your fans and standing out from the crowd really helps in staying relevant and interesting. It's important to find a consistent identity and spend time managing your brand. That's all for now. I've got a lot more music business related videos coming up in the near future, so if you found this one useful, leave a like and subscribe to stay updated.